Here we are at the Railroad House, and we are back where it all started. It started about, what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago?
6 months ago.
6 months ago. It was great. The show was great here, and I'm glad to be back here because I love it here,
It was a very fun place to be. It was a great place. I don't know if we could have picked a better place to start the show.
I don't think we could have. Actually, it was perfect because Jamie, the chef, was awesome. Jimmy and April were great, the owners, and we went.
Probably one of the best interviews we've had, especially in the live
was.
segment when we came back to the studio from that.
Yeah.
And being there, I thought was great.
Yeah.
It was, I think, great two people to be, in terms of partnership, unique, and it worked so well, and they did a very good job. It was, again, I don't think we could have picked a better place to start.
And the only husband and wife team I think we've
had
talked
so
about
far,
so far. Yeah.
Yep.
So what we're meeting with tonight, we talked about today about getting together and actually interviewing each other and kind of taking the mic and the questions and putting it on each other. So that's what we're gonna do.
All right.
So I'm gonna ask the first question, if you don't mind.
Fire away. I'll see if I can answer them.
What would you do if you were in a restaurant and they're cooking this stuff up and this is like their signature dish and you're like getting excited about it, everything's great, we think this place is gonna be awesome. You taste the food and you're like,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So,
or what would you do?
So I'm gonna change.
Or what did you do?
Well, I haven't done anything.
Okay, so
and I like that question.
Do you fake your tastings? Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, first I can say that's not the first time someone's ever asked me that. I actually get asked. That's probably the question I get asked the most.
Yeah, right.
But everybody's like, "What is it like if you taste something that's not great?" Well, here's the thing. I'm going to change the question a little bit because I don't think I'll ever encounter that because I think we're pretty picky about where we want to go.
True.
And the whole purpose of the show is to highlight the great dishes of the county.
Yeah.
And when we go into a restaurant, that's not to say every place we go has a perfect dish on everything in the menu.
Sure.
There might be some things that are stronger than others, but we generally are tasting the most popular items and their signature dishes, which wouldn't be signature or wouldn't be popular if they weren't good to begin with.
And I agree 100%.
So I haven't had to go through that, and I really don't think that we will.
Yeah, and there's things that what's interesting to piggyback on that is there's times where I've had the raw tomatoes were on the sandwich and I took them off because I don't like raw tomatoes. And I remember at Say Cheese, they had the blue cheese on the burger. And I strategically watched where the blue cheese was put on the burger so that I could eat on the part that didn't have the blue cheese.
Because it was a good burger.
Oh, the burger was
especially
great.
The part without the blue cheese.
I just don't like
blue
cheese. To me, it takes over the taste of the burger. But that's all personal taste.
And when we went to the Seafood Shanty, you avoided the oysters like the plague.
Yes, I did. And you tried one.
I did.
You were very brave. So that's my first question. What's your first question?
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about you as a person outside of Berks Bites.
Okay.
You're a realtor. We talked about that on the show.
Yes.
So I want you to put on your realtor hat, and I'm going to ask you a professional question about realting. What's the number one piece of advice you would give someone who's getting ready to buy a home?
Number one piece of advice getting ready to buy a home. Make sure you do your homework. Go and see as many houses as you need to so that when it is time to put the offer in, you are educated in the marketplace and you know what that home is worth. And also, find a great agent. I mean, come on. I mean, that would be the other thing.
Well, where would they go to find a great agent? That was the next question. Where would they find a great agent?
Yeah, of course, right here, sitting right next to you. Okay. Yeah, just so you know. But no, that's what I would suggest. I mean, a lot of it's going out and seeing the marketplace and knowing what you're buying.
Okay, perfect. Next question.
If you weren't doing Berks Bites, what the hell else would you be doing?
What else? What are we doing? Well, I already do a lot of other things.
I know you do.
We both do a lot of things.
Yes, we do.
So, what would I do if I
like
weren't
as a hobby?
Berks?
Because like Berks Bites is becoming more than a hobby. Obviously, we're taking this to a much higher level than we probably ever thought, and hopefully it goes even further and further. Yeah. But like, what is there something else that you say? If I wasn't doing this, I would probably be doing this.
So I'll take a step back. Years ago in college, I was an acting and directing major. All right, so. But I hadn't used, put that in quotes, I haven't used that part of my training in many years. But I go on QVC all the time. I'm on QVC Network during the holidays.
And you're very good at it too.
Oh.
Very good at it. No, seriously, when you watch him on QVC, he's very good at it. He plays with the toys very well.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot to play with toys.
Where else can you get paid?
Get paid to
play with toys. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, so that really started getting back into essence where you're like in front of a camera doing stuff.
Sure.
So I think this, we were working together on Better Us Brand for a while, and I think this was just kind of a next step for Better Us Brand. I think. And quite honestly, I've enjoyed every moment of this. I don't know what else I would be doing if I wasn't doing this. I think I was very strategic.
Yeah.
We were strategic when we put this together with this show, and I love every second of what we're doing here. I think promoting food is an important thing for me.
Yeah, me too.
The restaurants, I was just mentioning this earlier. I don't know if people outside the industry know this, but restaurants, 25% of restaurants will close within the first year.
Wow.
60% of restaurants close within the first 3 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I think for me, finding great places to eat and highlighting them that people in the county may not be aware of to help prevent the good places from closing.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that? What you brought up is a really good point. Is there are a lot of good places that close, and it's not that they're not good. It's just somehow they just never got the word out, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what our show is about: is getting the word out about great local restaurants that are doing a great job already. It's just it's a secret, and we want to make sure that the secret gets out. So that's really what it's about. No, it's good answers on that.
So let's question for you about the show. Which restaurant stood out to you the most that we've been to so far?
Oh, well, obviously Railroad House. You know, that was one of my favorites. I love their cheesesteaks here. I love what they do here. I'd say besides that, what stood out? You know what was the most impressive? I think was Pike Cafe when they did the the duck,
breast.
and then also he did scallops too.
Yeah.
But the duck breast was very surprising because I always thought of the Pike Cafe as being a bar serving French fries.
Yeah, you think of I think a sandwich
like
place or a pizza place, and you don't think. I don't say high end, but elevated.
Burgers,
elevated.
things,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was the last thing I thought we were going to be
having.
having there that day.
It was my biggest surprise.
Yeah,
of
definitely the biggest surprise.
Every place you've been to.
But every place has really kind of impressed me. I think every place has impressed me. I've learned something at every place we've gone to, so that's kind of cool.
Awesome. All right, question for you. How do you think? Well, let me back up a little bit. So, on top of the show, on top of being a realtor, you also have your podcast.
Yes.
How you show up. So the real question is, how do you show up?
How do I show up? Well, I think one of the things that I've been saying lately is I want to show up the best I can to every person and to everything I'm involved in. So I want everybody to always understand that I'm trying to do the best I can in whatever I'm involved with, and whoever I meet, I want to treat them the best I can. So that's my goal in showing up, and that's why I do the show, How You Show Up Too, is to try to get those types of traits of other people out to the public.
Yeah.